Tom Hagen and Sonny Corleone argued like
Yeah,
enemies.
you're getting a great reputation. I hope you're enjoying it. Will you just do what I
But
tell you
deep
to
down, they were more like brothers than Michael and Fredo. While one acted on emotion, the other relied on logic. But why did their fights always feel so personal? And how did this connection shape the fate of the Corleone family? Let's find out, but first, let's look at how this friendship began. The connection between Sonny Corleone and Tom Hagen started even before Tom was officially welcomed into the Corleone family. Tom was just an abandoned boy on the streets, with no future, when Sonny crossed his path. Instead of ignoring him, as many would have done, Sonny made an impulsive decision. He took Tom home and introduced him to his father, Vito Corleone. But this wasn't just an act of charity, it was the first step in a relationship built on friendship, tension, and mutual respect. At first, Tom was just an outsider in the Corleone house. He didn't carry the family name, nor was he related by blood. But something about him sparked Vito's compassion, and he allowed Tom to stay. Still, even with the Don's approval, Tom had to prove himself to the true sons of the family. This is where the first real test of Tom and Sonny's relationship arises. While Michael followed an independent path and Fredo never showed leadership, Sonny always saw Tom as someone who could stand by his side. But this closeness came at a price: heated arguments. Sonny was impulsive and impatient, while Tom was calculated and always tried to hold his brother back from going too far. Their relationship was far from easy. Tom eventually became the family's consigliere, while Sonny's temper only grew stronger with time. The two created a fascinating contrast, as we see in their conversations, where Tom frequently had to calm Sonny down and stop him from making rash decisions. Like in the scene where Sonny wants to go to war right after the attempt on Vito's life, ready to destroy Sollozzo at all costs, and Tom responds with wisdom and firmness. He doesn't just try to control Sonny's rage, he reminds him of the strategic and political consequences of an all-out war. Tom knows Sonny respects his opinion, but he needs to be assertive to get through to him. He doesn't use force like Sonny does, he uses logic and his knowledge of the power game. Another powerful moment that shows their dynamic is when Sonny suggests blowing up Sollozzo and Captain McCluskey's car. Tom immediately shuts the idea down, bluntly pointing out that Sollozzo might not even be in the car. This moment shows that Tom isn't afraid to challenge Sonny when necessary, and that he understands exactly how to deal with his adoptive brother's fiery temper. Sonny runs on emotion, so Tom, usually calm and diplomatic, has to raise his tone to be heard.
Hollywood want to hear this. This is business, not personal. They shot my father.
He knows that if he speaks too gently, Sonny will just ignore him. When Tom pushes back hard, like in that scene, he's not just disagreeing, he's asserting his authority as consigliere. It's the only way to interrupt Sonny's momentum and make him consider a more rational approach. This shows that Tom fully understands Santino's psychology. He doesn't try to change him, but he knows he needs to adapt his communication to be effective. He doesn't raise his voice out of emotion, but out of strategy. Their dynamic is built on this intensity. They argue fiercely. Yet, despite the shouting matches, there's mutual respect. Sonny knows Tom is smart and trustworthy. And Tom understands that, despite his impulsiveness, Sonny is fiercely loyal and protective of the family, especially Connie, his younger sister. This interaction creates fascinating moments in the film. Tom never completely backs down from Sonny, because he knows he has to be firm to be heard. And despite Sonny's outbursts, he listens to Tom, maybe not in the moment, but later, when he realizes Tom was right. This balance between reason and emotion makes their arguments intense, but never disrespectful. It's a contrast that mirrors the very structure of the Corleone family. Sonny's strength and emotion need Tom's wisdom and control to avoid chaos. However, during the war, a dirty trick by the family's enemies made it impossible for the consigliere to stop the Don's oldest son. Tom knew Sonny better than anyone. He knew his impulsiveness, his explosive temper, and his impatient way of dealing with obstacles. For years, Tom had managed to hold Sonny back, to keep him from throwing himself into unnecessary situations, but that day, nothing could stop him. The trigger was Connie. The youngest sister, fragile in the violent world of the mafia, had been brutally beaten by her own husband, Carlo. To Sonny, this was unacceptable. No matter the risk, no matter the caution, no one hurt his sister and walked away. His instinct to protect her was louder than any logic. Tom tried. He reasoned, he insisted, but in that moment, Sonny wasn't a man anymore. He was a wild beast charging straight into the trap set for him. When Sonny stormed out of the Corleone mansion, Tom already sensed something could go wrong. But how do you stop a force of nature that's always followed its own path? And then, it happened. On the road, the inevitable. A cruel ambush, bullets tearing through the air, the car, and Sonny's body, until nothing remained but silence. Tom, who had controlled his brother so many times, could do nothing this time. When he got the news, he didn't show emotion at first, but inside, he knew he had lost not only the Corleone heir, but the first and perhaps only true brother he ever had. The beast had been slain. And Tom would never forgive himself for not being able to stop it. Despite the clashes, the heated arguments, and the stark difference in temperaments, they formed a unique duo within the family. They were the balance between instinct and strategy, fire and reason, emotion and logic. Sonny trusted Tom more than anyone, because he knew Tom was the only one brave enough to challenge him. And Tom, even without Corleone blood, saw Sonny not just as a brother, but as someone who had given him a place in the world since childhood. Their friendship was built on respect, protection, and above all, loyalty. Together, they were a powerful force, a passionate leader and a brilliant strategist. Sonny's death left a wound in the Corleone family, but especially in Tom. Because in the end, it wasn't the arguments or tensions that defined them, it was a true brotherhood. And that's why this duo remains one of the most memorable in the Godfather saga. Well folks, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends to get more content like this. Thank you so much, and see you next time.